Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Rando Commando Show. You guys pretty much know the drill by now. We take a completely random topic and we talk about it to full closure, if you want to, from beginning to close.
Yes.
I'm Ethanuel, this is Jonesy, and we're going to talk about today our top 5 favorite Marvel supervillains. So like I said, we're going to be talking about top 5 favorite supervillains from the Marvel Universe. Also, this is a shout out to my younger brother Jared for his birthday. Happy birthday, Jared. We're not including anti-heroes.
They have their own category, I think. Mm-hmm. We're sticking with people that are pretty clearly villains. Mm-hmm. This is also just like some of our favorites. It's not necessarily like, this is my absolutely favorite one ever. Yet these are just some of the ones we like quite a bit, just for different reasons.
Yeah. So number 5 on my list, for sure, is Venom from Spider-Man. I like the fact that, like, Spider-Man has to come up with a villain who's, like, not only bigger and stronger than he is, but has the exact same powers. Carnage is a little bit, like, too overboard, but I feel like Venom is, like, that perfect balance of, like, scary, but at the same time, like, he can contend with Spider-Man just as easily as Spider-Man can contend with him. Is kind of like what I like.
Right. That was actually one on my list, too, was Venom. And I actually had Venom and Carnage sharing a spot because Venom, is the OG, you know? The one that's just, like, Spider-Man is having a hard time dealing with him. His spider sense doesn't work against Venom. And, like, Venom has all the memories. The symbiote has all the memories from when he was with Spider-Man. So that's a pretty cool thing, too. And then Carnage is just, like, you take all of the powers of Venom, but none of the restraint. And he just goes crazy. He's like an Cletus Cassidy, the guy he's bonded with, is like a serial killer. And just crazy. It's absolutely nuts. And so it's just like... ridiculous. So yeah, I like him as well.
So was he like on the bottom of your list too? I did not mean to take.
I'm not having any in particular order. So yeah, but he's definitely on my list.
Okay, well, who's your next one on your list?
Let's see. We'll go with Thanos.
Ooh, Thanos.
Gotta put Thanos on the list.
Yes.
And another thing we're talking about too is it's not just movie versions we're talking about. It's also comics as well. Mm-hmm. So Thanos for me, I didn't know. Like, I knew him, obviously, before the movies have come out, before Guardians and Infinity War and Avengers and whatever. Mm-hmm. And Thanos, to me, in the comics, like, the whole Infinity Gauntlet saga is just, like, he gets the Infinity Gauntlet, he goes crazy, like, kills... There's a ton of superheroes that get together, kind of like what Infinity War is going to be, but in the comics, they all get together, they fight in space, and, like, it's crazy stuff happens. Like crazy stuff. He's definitely on the list because his motives are nuts.
One of mine is from the arc that preceded Infinity War, which was Ultron, Age of Ultron.
He's on my list too.
Definitely.
Super.
When Nick had the comic series, he's like, dude, he's reading them, and I was like, hey, can I read
Age of Ultron?
Can I read Age of Ultron? He's like, sure, man. You just read them all. And I was like, man, I don't know if I'm gonna read it. And I start pouring into it, and I realized like, Ultron is like, he takes over the world, and essentially like all your favorite like heroes are like dead. Like half of the Avengers team is gone. Captain America's shield is like busted. Like a lot of crazy stuff happens in Age of Ultron, and you're like, how do you combat this guy? So for me, he's definitely. I was like, oh, you got to be on my list. You got to be on my list.
Totally.
So number 3 on my list, definitely has to be put up there for consideration is Dr. Doom.
You are hitting
sorry. I am sorry. I am just like
point on my list.
Like I'm sorry. I haven't even looked at your list.
I know. Yeah, but that's what's so great about it is because these villains are that good.
Right.
So yeah.
So Dr. Doom is definitely one of the ones that was like he's been like kind of like not only is he like the Fantastic Four bad guy, but like I think in every I think at one point even like in Ultimate Alliance he's like made villains with like almost every single person in the Marvel universe. Like there are very few that's been like, oh yeah, Dr. Doom, he's not my villain. Like
right, yeah, he's fought everybody. It's crazy. He lusts for power constantly, and I don't know. It just makes him an interesting villain.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, who's next on your list?
Next on my list.
Taking any more of yours.
Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin.
Ooh.
See, this one's crazy because, you know, the Green Goblin as a villain, you're kind of like, oh, okay, he's not that strong or whatever, not really a big deal. But the thing that gets me is behind the scenes, Norman Osborn is just crazy. And not only is he nuts because of his goblin serum, but he pulls the strings for everything. Yeah, Norman Osborn, always just the crazy guy who's always pulling the strings from behind, and like arguably one of the best Spider-Man comics is like the death of Gwen Stacy, and it's Green Goblin's ahead of that, and it's just like
you're just like, oh goodness.
Yeah, but yeah, Norman Osborn's one of my favorites. Just I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and yeah, he's just crazy.
Yep,
is entertaining to watch.
Yep,
so.
I definitely can see the appeal there. For one more hero for the both of us. Hopefully, we did not choose one on the other one's list. But so Jonesy, why don't you go ahead and name off?
Not my favorite, but another really good one is Dr. Octopus. The Superior Spider-Man comic series, where he like switches minds with, like brain swaps Peter Parker. The series is super great because it talks about, he finds out that he can be a better Spider-Man than Peter Parker was. And so like he tries to be a hero, but like the greedy side of Doc Ock still comes through. After Peter comes back, then Doc Ock becomes the Superior Octopus, and like so has like I don't know, the clone body or something, and yeah, it's just like in a younger body, and he's like, well, I was a pretty good Spider-Man, but I could be even better Dr. Octopus, and so then it's cool. I don't know, I thought it was pretty good. Yeah,
mine was a toss-up for one of mine to make the list, because like some of what he touched on was kind of somewhat on my list as well. But one of them that definitely gets mentioned on my list is Sabretooth, Wolverine's arch nemesis. One of the few people that can contend with Wolverine, like go blow for blow, and like still be like, oh man, you stabbed me. Oh well, I'm gonna like claw you.
Looks like I'm gonna heal just like you can.
Right, and it's just like, oh my goodness, like these guys can go for hours just like beating the crap out of each other.
Right.
You know, I really liked his portrayal in X-Men Origins Wolverine, despite that movie not getting so much like love. I do love. I can't remember the actual name of his, Lee Schreiber's? I forget.
Something like that.
Yeah. I love his portrayal of Sabretooth. Like, one, he acts like kind of like an animal, like kind of like more animalistic. So for me, I like Sabretooth. I've always been kind of one of a fan. He's definitely not like super high up on my list, but definitely makes it into like my top.
Right. Yeah. I feel like these are some of our favorites, for different reasons. And yeah, they're not the most overpowered people, but it's just for the reasons that they're villains, it's cool to see their backstories and stuff like that. So yeah.
But that's going to be all the time for us today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. What are some of your favorite Marvel superheroes? We'd love to hear from you. Either write down in the comments below or one of our social media websites as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. And happy birthday, Jared. We wanted to wish you another happy birthday. And this is the Rando Commandos signing off.